Joining us now is ANC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe. Mr. Mantashe, good afternoon to you and a very warm welcome. Both COSATU and the South African Communist Party threatening earlier the mother of all protests as far as President Obama's visit is concerned. Does the ANC support those protests?
No. The ANC appreciate that the right to protest is a constitutional right in South Africa. People must have a right to protest, but the ANC for a long time always appreciated that protest on their own, delivering memoranda on their own, doesn't give you results. There is a very big role played by face-to-face engagement with people you disagree and people you agree with. So we supported the government in inviting President Obama, and we think it's a good initiative, and it will give South Africa benefits.
Certainly not a stance that your alliance partners are taking, though.
The alliance partners, that's why we always explain that the alliance is an alliance of 3 independent partners, and they take their own decision. As far as the ANC is concerned, this visit is important for both diplomatic and economic relations between South Africa and the United States. More than that, I'm quite heartened by issues raised by President Zuma, even in briefing the media, in terms of the issues that are raised by the protesters. The stability in the Middle East, the stability in Africa, the increase of trade relations in Africa, inviting investors to come Africa. To me, that is the most important thing for South Africa. We need that investment. We need that relation to be strong.
What did you make of President Obama's strong words that were obviously aimed at President Mugabe, saying that politicians shouldn't stay around too long?
Again, it's an issue that has been discussed in the American politics. You can't be a president for more than 2 terms. In South Africa, you can't be a president for more than 2 terms. In Zimbabwe, there's no limit in the terms that a president can hold. Again, it is a question of respecting the sovereignty of every country and engage those countries if you think that there are negatives.
Let's return to the protests as far as the University of Johannesburg is concerned, and much of it is about awarding President Obama an honorary degree or an honorary doctorate. Again, does the ANC think that the University of Johannesburg is doing the right thing?
South African institution must be part of the global development. They must be part of the global society. They must award people awards and give them honors, because South Africans get awarded awards and honors all over the world. It can't be inward looking. We must always be integrated to the world politics. We can't influence the direction of the world if we are locking ourselves into our own cocoon and we're not interacting. If we're interacting, we have a better opportunity to influence the direction of world politics bilaterally and in multilateral institutions.
What substantively would the party like to see come out of these bilateral talks between Pretoria and Washington?
The first one is that the fact that there are 600 American companies here created over 150,000 jobs. We would like to see that increasing. That is the first one. Number 2, we would like to see the development of respect between Washington and Pretoria. And when America intervenes in Africa, it must appreciate the importance of conferring with the AU and take the views of the AU very, very serious in terms of the affairs of the continent. If that can be the outcome of this interaction, we'll be quite comfortable.
Some of those American companies, some of those 650 American companies that you refer to, did express reservations about the corruption climate that exists in this country.
Yes, corruption is bad everywhere, including the case that is current now of the construction companies. That is what put a block on our track record. In the public sector, corruption; in the private sector,
and that
corruption.
Could be a major hurdle against the American investment that you're talking about.
It is an issue that must be confronted. It is not an issue that we must shy away from. It is not an issue that we must throw our hands in the air. We must confront this, deal with corruption, head on. They invite investors to come. The private sector must help us fight corruption and defeat it.
Mr. Mantashe, just a final question to you. Again, President Zuma earlier today referring to former President Mandela's conditions still being critical but stable. I would ask you if you have heard anything further since he spoke today.
The briefing by the President is accurate, is the up-to-date briefing. President Mandela is quite an advanced stage of age, And we must respect him, must give him space to recuperate. We wish he can stay another 95 years. But we must keep on praying for his speedy recovery, keep him in prayers, and be supportive of the family all the time.
There were suggestions yesterday that the ANC was using the support outside the hospital as an electioneering platform for 2014, busing supporters in and making it into a political event. Do you concur with that?
No, it can't be. Churches bus people to there. The ANC has a right to do so. NGOs go. All we should do, we should go there, work together, pray together, instead of seeing this as ANC and this as non-ANC. We see ourselves as part of society, and we must be visible in activities in society.
Would you condemn those that have or might use this very difficult time for electioneering?
No, you can't election in a hospital. Electioneering in a hospital will be misplaced. I don't think that is what the ANC does. But people always say, when you wear an ANC t-shirt, as I do, that is election. Look at the t-shirt, what it says. It's an ANC t-shirt, but if you go and ask people to vote outside the hospital, that would be the lowest point.
Gwede Mantashe, thank you very much for joining us, Secretary General of the ANC. This is eNCA. A quick recap now of our main stories this Saturday afternoon.
News that moves. eNCA.com.